Boys!
That's a fucking volleyball!
Fuck yeah! Welcome all you guys to the Connected by Water podcast presented by Joey Cardi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, right? And fueled by Papa's Pilar Rum, which normally I'd be pouring rum for the table, right? But today we are visited by some people that are not of legal drinking age, which makes this story even more exciting for me, right? Timmy, I think you're technically the only one at the table that's of like legal drinking age, right? Oh, yeah. Me, obviously. But so that is really the only reason I bring that up is not to like point fingers and whatever like that, but I think that's even cooler that we're bringing you guys on to talk about one of the biggest stories that's happened around here in a long time. And we're really, really proud, like all of us, like around here, are really proud of what you guys have accomplished. And I know that even like in the last few weeks, you guys have probably been involved. I mean, the news came and you're on the weekly fisherman report and like all the other. It's been kind of exciting for you guys, I'm sure, right?
It's been a lot.
Yeah, and rightfully so. You know what I mean? You guys earned it. You know what I mean? That was the hell of a fish, right?
Yeah.
But before we get into that, right, I wanted to talk a little bit about you guys and like set this up so everyone kind of understands, you know what I mean, that this wasn't really like a random event. You know what I mean? It's like this is kind of like who you guys are. You know, this is like what you do. This is like what you guys have always done, like your whole entire lives. This is like how you were raised. It's almost like, you know, your parents like sprinkled some pixie dust in the salt water and like out you guys came. You know what I mean? It's kind of like who you guys are. So I want to kind of give a little bit of background on all of you before we kind of get into this story. Just so people that are unfamiliar with who you are will know, right? So I'm here with Hunter Irvine, right? And your father tells me you're going to be, 18 in 3 days?
Yeah.
Really?
On the 17th.
You're 17 now, right?
Yeah.
And I thought my ringer was off, so I apologize about that.
You're good. It brought your mind off.
So it happens, right? So, and you've been fishing like your entire life. You know what I mean? You're with the the Young Guns too, right? Is your family boat? Right?
Yeah, the Young Guns is my dad's boat, and then the Young Guns 2, it's the boat I fish on.
Yeah.
Mostly.
All right. And so obviously you and your family are very accomplished anglers and fishermen who are tournament fishing all the time. And you grew up in this environment, right?
Yeah.
All right. Timmy, we've been on the show before. You're not a stranger to the Connected by Water podcast, right? I think last time I called you, fishing royalty?
Something
right?
like that,
Something like that, right? And it's true, right?
Try.
And so you are another one that grew up, you know what I mean, just fishing your entire life. I mean, I don't think you really had a choice.
No.
Right? It's kind of what like was mandated upon your life, you know what I mean, by your father and your uncle.
Yeah.
Right? And obviously you come from the vitamin C fishing family, the Maddock family. Around here it's legend. And the fact that you were on this boat catching this fish really just solidifies that.
Yeah,
even deeper, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy.
So you guys basically are legacy fishermen, right? And then and you did a legacy thing, right?
We did,
and that's fantastic. So Jaime,
yes,
this is the first time you and I are meeting,
yes,
right? Which is cool, right? And I always love meeting people for the first time on the show, right?
Yeah.
Because then you always get that new, fresh kind of conversation, and we find out new things about each other, right? So give me a little bit of background about you and fishing and just growing up. You grew up here in the area?
Okay. Right in Pompano. So I've always hunted and fished my whole life since I was really young and since I could hold a rod, basically. But I was never super serious about it. I always liked doing it. My stepdad taught me how to fish and hunt. Always had a passion for it. And then as I got older, meeting friends that did it, I got into it more. And then me and Timmy, we've been together for 5 years. So as soon as I know.
That's awesome.
Yeah. When I met
Happy
him.
Valentine's Day.
Thank you. Our 6th Valentine's Day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Crazy. So when I met him, I like just fell in love with it even more, fishing and hunting. I love them both equally, but being with him and doing it is just a whole different thing than being just on my own going and
You
fishing.
guys are sharing a passion together. I mean, there's like another level.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
You can reach there. That's cool.
So I was really appreciative that he showed me that whole other level, and that's how I really got into offshore fishing more, and just loving it more.
What do you hunt for usually?
We do it all: turkey hunting, deer hunting,
Yeah.
duck hunting,
Gator hunting.
gator
I
hunt.
see
Yeah.
you guys hanging gators all the time. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
I think 15 this year.
Yeah.
15.
You have 15
we killed.
tags this year?
We killed 15. We
Between
had 16
every
tags.
yeah.
We killed
16.
15.
Yeah.
We didn't kill one.
Yeah, I'm mad I didn't get a tag this year.
We apply like 35 people though, so
Yeah,
we
nice.
get lucky.
Very cool. So you have a passion for this?
Yeah, but yep, I grew up here. I went to Gibbons for high school.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, awesome.
Nice. Did you go to Gibbons?
I didn't. I went to
No?
Northeast.
Oh,
Lame.
whatever.
I know. Played volleyball.
Where'd you go to high school?
I'm homeschooled.
Oh, nice. We homeschool my kids right now. Yeah, awesome.
It's the best way to do it.
What's that?
I think it's the best way to do it.
I think so. I mean, homeschooling has been awesome, and we're able to really target like what their needs are and their special things about them, and like focus on that. And yeah, we've been actually pleasantly surprised as to it's been demanding. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Not to cut you off, but
No,
since you mentioned the homeschool thing, but it's been like a demanding thing. But honestly, it's been what's best for them. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So you went to Gibbons,
Yeah.
right?
I played
Are you
volleyball.
a chief or a redskin?
A chief.
Yeah. All right. I'm a
That
redskin.
changed a long time ago.
What?
No, not calling you old.
What?
I'm just saying. My stepdad went there too, so that's how I know. I was like, I didn't have an option to go anywhere else. It was Gibbons or nowhere.
Right.
But yeah, been around here. I worked at Taha Marine right here.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Pumping gas?
Yep, he
Yeah?
did too.
I did.
But that's how I kind of got in this kind of community with everybody getting in touch. And then now I work at Big Dog Tackle.
Nice. Very, very cool.
It's
Yeah, it's we're happy actually. If I could just plug ourselves real quick for one moment, like we're so happy to be in this spot now.
Yeah.
We're opening our doors in like a week or two, which we're super, super excited about it. But one of the things we're most excited about is the fact that we're in here in Taha Marine, and it's kind of like we feel like we're coming home.
Family.
You know what I mean? And we feel like it's like it's that kind of environment, where you just feel like and your dad had the has the place over here.
The
or whatever.
boat rental right there on the corner,
it's
yeah.
like it just feels like coming in here is like this home.
Yeah.
That's why it just feels so right.
It's a beautiful shop too.
Yeah. Oh, here?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, I like it.
Everyone should come see it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Cool. But yeah, no. So we'll be open soon, and for what it's worth, you know what I mean. It like I said, it just does feel like we're home. So you guys both worked at Taha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Nice. So yeah, all right, cool. So that's a good background on you guys, right?
Mhm.
And so just like with fishing growing up, describe to me a little bit if you can, and just whoever wants to take the lead here, like describe to me, like give me your inner thoughts on what it was like just growing up. And I know you don't know any different, you know what I mean, because this is you know what I mean, how you just you grew up, but take me through a little bit of what it was like growing up fishing with your dads, and you know what I mean, and just fishing tournaments at a young age, and you know what I mean, and just experiencing what a lot of people don't get the chance to experience at such a young age. You know what I mean?
When I was 8 years old, I won my first junior angler award in a sailfish tournament, and ever since I was hooked and wanted to fish every tournament with my dad. And it was a big thing for him, like letting me reel in the first fish or two, just so I can get that award.
Mm-hmm.
And we just kept going every tournament and doing it.
Yeah.
And now I'm here.
So how was it like? So you grew up basically fishing on the boat with your dad and tournaments and everything like that. I mean, how was that? I mean, for you, like growing up. I mean, you probably hear people saying, "Oh, not every kid gets to
Yeah.
do that with their dad and
Yeah.
everything like that." But like, you're probably not even conscious of that at the time. That's just kind of like how you grew up with them, right?
Yeah, for sure. We
Yeah.
definitely grew up doing it together, or I grew up doing it with him,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't want to be fishing with anyone else at that age.
You still fishing with him a lot now, or
Yeah,
probably-
he's retired now. He's
Yeah, he's
he's
retired.
an old man
well,
now.
he fished with you guys at the cove.
Yeah, he did.
Right.
He did.
Which it was good. It was good to hang out with you
Yeah.
guys on Nate's boat after the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and see him there smoking a cigar, and
Oh yeah.
you know,
A lot of cigars.
yeah. How's things going on with the Nate boat? You having a
Everything's
good
good.
time there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're getting ready for the Jimmy Johnson, and then we have the Pelagic Shamrock tournament.
Yep. Yep.
So we'll be getting ready for that soon.
Yeah, we just caught some people up on our tournament talk edition about that. You know, we got, like I said, we got the Jimmy coming up, and you got the Sailfish Challenge coming up
Yeah, I'm
this
fishing
weekend,
that this
right?
weekend. Yeah.
And then I think then the Shamrock would be probably the
It's
next
the
one.
following weekend
Or the
after
Jimmy Johnson would be the next one.
Yeah.
Right, and then the Shamrock.
The
would
Shamrock's
be right
the
after that.
weekend after the Jimmy Johnson.
Right,
Yeah.
so the Shamrock is the 13th.
Yeah.
Right, and our grand opening party is the 14th for the store.
Nice.
So, and we were originally going to do it the 13th,
Mm-hmm.
and we're like, wait, no, that tournament's that weekend,
Yeah.
so we'll do it the day after. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So yeah, so that's cool. You know, and you like take me through what it's like, you know, growing up, you know, fishing with your dad. Like, what are some of your best memories with your dad?
When I was really young, my mom wouldn't let me go with him
Oh,
on
really?
the tournaments. Yeah,
Yeah,
said he was too reckless when he was driving out
yeah,
there.
too intense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and so I think around the age of 7 was the first tournament I ever fished, and I was just got really seasick.
oh really?
Couldn't do anything. But then I kind of started to grow out of being seasick, and I really started getting into fishing with him.
Yeah,
You know?
you do get your sea legs a little bit
Yeah.
after a while, right?
Yeah, I definitely did. It all started fishing like right here at Taha off the dock.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I started fishing really. I mean, and then as I got older, I started to fish the tournaments with him and the team, and the family. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to grow up. It really is. And I think,
really
you know,
is.
fishing too, growing up like that, like instills like a lot of good core values in you. Because when you're out on the boat, you know what I mean? There's the captain's rules, right? And,
Yeah.
and you got to fall in line
Yeah.
or, you know, that you can throw you over. No, but not really, but you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So like you kind of take that attitude like back onto land with you. You know what I mean? After a while, if you go fishing enough and you
Yeah.
say, no, this is why I think
Definitely.
fishing is always an important way to like structure your life. You know what I mean? Or at least have it become a part of your life, right? You
Mhm.
know, so you ever experience anything like that where you kind of feel that influence of like how fishing kind of does, or maybe I should ask, how does fishing influence your life?
I mean, kind of like everything that I've learned was from him mostly, and it's like you just have to be patient and practice, and
Mhm.
everything falls into line as long as you're being taught right. Like he
Mhm.
doesn't yell at me. He doesn't. He just
Sometimes,
shows
subtle.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
It's the only time he's allowed to, right?
Yeah, but if I ask him a question, like he's teaching me, and
Yeah.
it just you have to be patient and can't rush things. So yeah, it does relate to real life.
Yeah.
You just have to be patient.
We always try to do that on the shows, like kind of figure out like the correlation between like life and fishing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I always, a lot of times I correlate it to art. You know what I mean? Where the process of making art and like, you know, there's always that fine line between execution and passion and creativity, because even fishing, as much as you want to stay on the rules all the time, you got to creatively think sometimes. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
in situations and like think on the fly. And like art's the same way. You know what I mean? There's like all these parallels to it. You know what I mean? That's why they say, there's a famous quote that say like art imitates life. You know what I mean? And I think you could just easily just throw
Yeah.
fishing in there like all the time for sure. So, all right. So the big story, right? One of the main, not the reason, but one of the main reasons I wanted to kind of bring you guys in today was to talk about the big fish. Okay.
Of course.
So I want you guys now, before you tell me the details of like how everything went down, okay? Kind of give me like your take on what catching this fish means to you guys. What does it mean to you? Like is like, have you realized like the magnitude of this kind of fish yet, or is it still kind of like the more like the days go on, you keep feeling like, man, that really was big. You know what I mean?
It's really hard to process, honestly.
Yeah.
That you could pull something that big it's been there for that long out of the ocean like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's an insane experience. Wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah, no, I bet. I mean, that must have been fun
Yeah.
fun pulling that
Yeah.
one in the boat,
Yeah.
right?
It was hard.
It's a lot of weight,
Yeah.
right? So, what about you? I mean, give me some background. Like, how does this make you feel? Like the overall experience of this, like when you reflect on what happened with it, because it's a big deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The day we caught it, like it didn't come to me at the time of how big it really was.
Yeah.
But then in the morning when I woke up and had like 1,000 notifications from people saying
Right.
stuff,
Right.
then I started thinking about it and I was just amazed.
I was like texting you right away. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, let's do a show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I had a lot of people saying congrats and good job and all this stuff, and it's a great feeling to do that at such a young age.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And you, I mean, I saw the looks on your faces from all the pictures. You were on cloud nine the
Yeah.
whole time.
It was just awesome to be there too, because if they came home and explained that to me, I wouldn't get it. Like, you can't relate unless you were there, and now I can see like what, obviously it was a big deal, but what the bigger deal is just being there, like to see it and have it all happen.
She
Yeah.
almost didn't go also.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just
That-
gonna
I
be
almost
me.
Really?
didn't go.
I tried waking her up that morning and she was grumpy and I was like, all right, left. And when I said like bye, I guess she woke up and she texted me when I was on the way to Hunter's house and she was like, why didn't you wake me up? And I was like, I tried. Like, you were being grumpy and wouldn't get up.
Oh, really?
So then I was
Yeah.
like, you can meet us at Nate's house because I had to go there to get ice. And then she met us there and then we went.
So I almost didn't make it.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Yeah.
Man, you would have been bummed.
I would have been pissed.
Yeah.
The one time.
Yeah, right. Because I was gonna say, like, it was kind of cool that it was all three of you
Yeah.
together that day, right? And there was one other guy
Yeah,
in the
Jeremy.
boat, so I don't mean to dismiss him
Yeah.
either, but
Jeremy was there also.
Yeah,
A close buddy.
yeah. So a good friend of yours was on
Yep.
the boat too, so it was kind of cool. Like it was like you guys and not just like maybe some random other
Yeah.
people. You know what I mean? So you guys basically all get to share this moment basically
For
for the rest of
sure.
your life.
Yeah.
No one can ever take this away from you, and that's a really really cool thing, right? So all right. So he picks you up, right?
Yeah.
Or you meet him at your house?
No, he picks
No.
me up at Nate's house. Like, they
Oh, at
drove
Nate's
the boat.
house. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right, cool. So you're at Nate's house. So you're right near the inlet.
Yeah.
All right, and you head out. Okay, so it's just the three of you, and you guys are fishing all day, right? Because you brought that thing in the dark.
We fished. We started fishing like right at sunrise, and we made 5 drops before we hooked this one. We hooked them at like 12:30 or 1,
Yeah.
and then fought them for a long time.
12:40.
12:40 we hooked them.
Oh,
at.
so you got it dialed in.
I remember because the whole time we were fighting the fish, we were talking about how long we got this thing on for. I was like 12:40. We hooked it, so
Yeah.
that's what I remember. Yeah.
All right. All right. So 12:40. How long was the fight?
5.5 hours.
5.5 hours.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So I know sword fishing isn't the most exciting thing in the world to talk about.
Very boring.
Right? So it's going to be my job here to make this moment exciting for our listeners and our viewers, right? So what they say about sword fishing, right? It's like kind of
Oh, yeah.
watching paint dry,
Yeah, yeah.
right? But
sure.
eventually paint
100%.
dries,
Oh yeah.
right? So so you got to take me through your emotions at this time. When did you realize that this thing was huge?
As soon as we hooked it, it swam to the surface and jumped. So we
Oh, it
saw.
did?
Yeah, it jumped. It didn't make it all the way out. Like his pec fins up, went
Right.
out, and like laid over. And he was racing on the surface for like an hour, but we couldn't get a dart in him. He was going too fast.
Right.
And so we saw it, but I
So
didn't.
this is right. This is after you grab the weight. and
Yeah,
everything?
like
Yeah.
15 minutes after we hooked it,
Okay.
it came right to the surface.
Never hit bottom either.
And then
Oh, really?
yeah, it ate on the way down.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we saw how big it was. We thought we saw how big it was. We were calling it like 300 or 400,
Right.
but
You knew you had a good fish
yeah,
at least.
good fish.
But you didn't realize
No.
it was this good.
Nope. And then after we did kill it, we were calling it 500 to 600. And then when we started hanging it, it broke 650 when its head was still like laid on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when it got exciting.
And there's that, I'll call it famous. There's that famous picture of you on the deck,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Laying back, going, and your face like told the whole story, man. Like you knew you guys had money right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right.
We were very excited.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, Hunter, smile.
That's really cool. So what are you feeling like right there?
I was
Like-
just feeling joy that we were able to catch that fish.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people will never see a fish that big in their
No,
life.
that's for
but
sure.
That
Fish of a
swordfish
lifetime,
that
right?
big.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean that meant a lot to me right there, especially getting it at such a young age
Mm-hmm.
and like experiencing that fish firsthand. It was insane.
You guys got your work cut out for you now from moving forward, right?
Yeah,
I mean, like every other fish you catch, like from here on out, it's gonna be like,
for sure.
it's not a record.
But it was cool. It
Yeah,
was
no,
sick.
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
That's not how it goes. That's not how it goes. All right, cool. So you bring this fish up, right?
Mhm.
When did you get the dart in it?
Right.
After 5.5 hours, it came up dead.
Oh, it
After
did.
5.5 hours. Yeah,
So you wore it out.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. The
All
thing
right.
came up and down 5 times, so it finally killed itself on the last time it was going back down to the bottom.
Wow. Now, did it just jump the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we saw it racing around the surface. It was tailing, but it was hauling butt. And
Did you
couldn't-
get any video of that? Or
we have a little bit of video,
a
yeah.
little bit?
Yeah.
All
But it's
right.
hard. He was moving so
Yeah,
fast.
for sure.
Yeah, we were like slack.
Yeah. A lot of times, like
Yeah.
you're chasing the fish, and then he just turns, and Rod just goes slack for 10 seconds, and you thought you lose him, and then he's way behind the boat.
Yeah.
It
Wow.
was- yeah.
So, all right. So now you got this huge ass fish, right? On the side of the boat. You got to bring him in the boat.
Oh yeah. We
So,
it took a while.
Yeah.
It did.
Sure.
It did.
We
A lot
tr-
of thinking.
We tried for a while, just us four,
mm-hmm.
and then finally we were like, we can't do it. Like everyone's getting mad because they're worn out and everyone's cramping and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
then we finally just tied a rope in his gills and his tail and just tied him off to the side of the boat, and we called this other guy,
Mm-hmm.
Bones, that was out there, and he came over and he watched us for a while trying, laughing at us, and then
Yeah.
finally he jumped on
Laughing
the
at
boat.
you.
Gave us
Yeah.
a come along.
Yeah, he gave
Yeah.
us a come along and a bridge gaff, and we broke both of those.
Almost broke the T-top off the top.
Yeah, we
too.
tried tied to a T-top, and the T-top started flexing.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
no good.
Wow.
Then finally got him in with all of us.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, good for you guys. Good for you guys. So, all right, and the rest we all know about. You come home, there's the glory, confetti in the streets, and right, and like ticker tape parade, and that's kind of what it felt like, though, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it had to have like this.
Yeah, it was
that's the
crazy.
feeling, right?
There was a lot of people on the dock waiting
Yeah.
when we got in.
So it was really Jamie that brought the fish in the boat.
Yeah.
though, I'm
Yeah,
assuming,
that's
right?
Yeah.
Right?
We
I
were
stepped
watching
back.
her. She was doing it herself.
Yeah. Probably yelling at you. Do it this way.
Yeah. Well, Germ had to let go a couple of times, and I was like holding on where his weight was. I'm like, this is bad. This is bad. I'm going. But I tried.
Oh, awesome.
All
Awesome.
muscle
Good for you.
helps.
Yeah, nice. So that thing was busting the T-top?
Yeah, it started. We
Yeah.
tied it the come along. It's
Yeah.
like a pulley system. We
Yep.
tied it to a T-top, and we got like his head past his gills on the gunnel, and then the T-top started bending, and the meat hook broke, and
Wow.
come along broke, and all that stuff.
It's a big fish.
Yeah.
It
It's a
flew
big
right
fish.
in between me and Germ. We were both holding it either side with the gaffs, trying to like help the come along out too.
Mhm.
And the bridge gaff flew off right in between us. I think it got
Germs knuckles.
it got his knuckles.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he got lucky. He didn't get hurt worse.
Wow, yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. So you guys it's dark and you start rolling home,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you're calling your dads and stuff, I'm
Yeah.
sure, right? You know, I got
Called
a good
everyone.
one, right? Called everybody. Everyone starts seeing everything up, but once you start getting into service again,
Yeah.
right? You start seeing everything, everyone's posting it, and then everyone starts going crazy, right?
Yeah.
You still don't know how big this thing is,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Not at all.
So it was Sean, right? That brought
Yeah.
the scale. So Sean Miller drives the scale over there,
Mm-hmm.
right? To
Lighthouse Point Marina.
Lighthouse Point Marina.
Yep.
Right. And when this thing pops up, it was 767.8, right?
Yep.
Did you know at that time that you probably knew maybe from Stanzig's recent record, like
Someone
we were
said
like
it when it-
10
Yeah, I
pound-
heard
10
someone
pounds
scream
more,
it.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, no way. And then I looked it up.
Yeah. We were still on the boat, and I heard people saying like it's already at 700, and it was just
Yeah.
couldn't imagine it.
So after you feel all right, so you realize you got a record,
Yeah.
right? And take me through that.
Timmy.
I wasn't 100% sure that was gonna be a record until everything was finalized, but now it's all finalized, and now we know for sure we have a record, and it's a great experience.
Yeah. All
I
right.
don't know.
Cool. Is it strange? Does it feel strange?
No,
No?
Not really.
It doesn't feel strange at all to have a record? Yeah, pretty strange. You know what else is strange?
what?
strange questions that our writers
Oh man.
have wrote in for you. So we're going to ask the strange questions. We're in the strange questions segment. All right. So I don't know. I know you just only told me the only show that you've
Yeah.
ever seen was the pelagic show, which is like, you know, no offense to Nate, but that was that was a rare show.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause normally we have serious topics, but you guys came in hot that day. So
Yeah.
right. But anyway, so if you guys don't know, this is our Papa's Pilar strange question segment, right? So what I'll do is I'll go out and I'll start messaging maybe people or I'll put some stuff up on Facebook and be like, hey, who's got strange questions, right? To ask you guys, right? And with the one strange question that we'll pick one at the end, and they get a T-shirt.
Nice.
So that's it. Sounds like a T-shirt, and you guys can take home a T-shirt too.
Sweet.
All right. So the first question, all right? Don't be nervous. Right?
Nah.
Don't say like a lot. All right.
Now I'm saying instead of like.
Oh, you're right. I say
Yeah.
a lot too. You know what I mean? So
Change
here's
it
the thing. It's like this is my show, right?
Mm-hmm.
I say like, I say I say right, like all the time. And then there's another one. I don't know. Whatever. I say really.
Whatever.
That's what I say. Really, like, really all the time. So
Who
I know,
cares?
whatever. So yeah, who cares? Doesn't matter, right? So all right. So the first one comes from your Aunt Danielle.
Nice.
Okay. Who I went to high school with, right? So we were very good friends in high school. So Danielle asks, this one's for Timmy and Hunter. You got the giggles over there. It's cool. Don't worry about it. All right. So for Timmy and Hunter. So now that you have set the state swordfish record, do you think you're better fisherman than your dad's?
For sure.
Yeah?
They're both retired.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
Like out with the old in with the new, right?
Yeah.
All right.
No, they
No.
still got
Yeah,
some.
definitely not.
A lot of years on us for sure.
Yeah? All right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And Timmy, your Aunt Danielle and Maureen are saying that Jaime is the better captain and better boat driver. True or false?
Nate says
True.
that too.
True, right? Oh, see, this is why you guys have been together for 5 years, right?
Yeah.
That's why I bring her.
Without hesitation, he says true.
For sure.
All right, good job, Tim. Right? All right, cool. Very good. Thank you, Aunt Danielle, for those questions. All right, so our next one comes from, I call him Squeegee. So Alan Esquage, right? Did I say that last name right?
Yeah.
I
I
always
think
get
that's
it.
squidge.
Esquage.
Yeah.
All right, so if you could only eat one bait fish for the rest of your life, what would it be and why? I want answers from all three of you.
I got mine.
Independently.
I got mine.
These are not all just for Tim, okay?
I have my choice though.
All right, you got your choice. We'll leave that for last, all
That's
right?
perfect.
Let's start off with Jaime. What
Wait,
you,
no, I need a second.
You need a second? All right, Hunter, come on. He probably got one teed up.
It's gotta be a ribbon fish. They taste pretty good.
The ribbon fish?
Yeah, they're really
Yeah?
good. Yeah, they're good eating.
Have you ever really eaten one? No.
No, I can never eat one of those
Oh, you
things.
sounded pretty confident there. No, ribbon fish? All right, cool. All right, Jaime, what you got?
All right. Probably a gog.
A gog?
Yeah.
I was gonna go with gog because
Well, that's like a delicacy in the islands.
I
Is it
always
really?
see they're
They're good.
frying
Yeah.
them and stuff.
Cayman Islands, they eat goggle eyes. I told them how much a dozen is over there. They flipped their shit when they heard that they
Really?
paid over $100 a dozen.
Yeah. That's,
Really?
Pick those things up. Yeah, they pan fry them.
yeah.
I always see on Facebook.
They're not as
pictures.
expensive down there.
No, they pan for those things.
I guess I picked a good one. I was just
Yeah.
thinking because they're fat, like
Yeah, that's what
little
I'm
bit
saying.
of
They got a
meat.
little meat on them, right? They look like little gumdrops. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And they're so expensive, they got to be good, right?
Mhm.
That's what I was thinking. Goggle eye all day long. Sailfish love them.
yeah, right.
Oh, right. So what are you thinking?
Squid because you can fry it and make calamari.
Oh, look at
Beat
these.
us
The smart
all.
answer.
It's bait.
It's guy. That's it. That's it. Oh man, you really look at that. No wonder you get paid the big bucks there. All right, cool. That's a good answer. Squid, Alan, is squeegee. So I just call him squeegee. So squeegee's actually coming on the show soon.
Nice.
We're gonna dye his mustache. So
What color?
well, we're thinking. Well, originally I was thinking, red because he's a fireman.
Yeah.
But we're probably gonna do pink.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking.
So
pink, too. It's a
yeah,
good
so
color.
we're doing
Yeah.
pink. But the problem is that actually for our tournament talk episode with Art and Skip, the last one, he kind of we did a Facebook Live thing. It was a weird moment. But anyway, so he came in and I can't remember how'd that happen. Was it Skip that said that he wanted to dye his mustache? I don't know how it
Yeah, I
came
think
out.
it was Skip.
Was it? Yes. All right. So anyway, we're gonna dye his mustache. You know,
Nice.
Alan's good for it.
Oh yeah.
So all right. All right. The next question. We have a lot of questions for you guys. So a lot of people wanted to ask you guys questions. So it comes from Tim Maddock Sr. And it says, "Who is the best duck hunter you know?" Bring it on.
Definitely.
Corey.
Yeah, probably Corey.
Yeah.
Corey?
pretty good.
Corey who?
Or Jonathan.
I don't even know how to pronounce his last name.
McConnell.
Squeegee?
McConnelly.
McConnelly, I think.
I don't know.
McC-
All right.
It's just
He's
one of
gonna
our
be
good
mad
friends
after
that
this,
duck hunts with a
All
bunch.
right, cool. So it's not Tim Maddock Sr.
Oh, definitely not him.
No. All right,
He's
cool.
he might be the worst.
He might be the worst. Yeah. Shooting clouds?
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. Awesome. All right, I hope that answers your question, Mr. Senior. All right, then we have another question from Captain Skip Dana, which I think you already answered this one. So it says, how long into the fight before you knew it was a sword and did it jump? So we kind of answered that. So it was about what?
Like 15 minutes after
right?
we hooked it, yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Came up
So-
and jumped.
which is kind of cool. So right off the bat, you know,
Yeah.
like
Nice
what,
fish.
what you're getting into the entire time. So, all right. So I think this next question that we have here, you've already read, I think, on Facebook. So it comes from Sawyer and Peyton Glutznick.
That's what Nate called me too.
So, do you use special shampoo for noodles? I think you're gonna need to explain this one to me. What does this mean?
Skylar told them to call me Noodles.
Austin did.
Austin did, yeah.
Okay.
Our buddy Austin told them like they have to call me Noodles because of my hair. So now every time they see me, they say, "What's up, Noodles? Like, how's it
So
going?"
the goose thing is gone now. It's noodles.
With them.
Oh, for
with
them.
them, yeah.
With them.
Only with
Okay.
them.
All right.
And so I guess that's
The
why
goose
they
thing is
asked.
still going though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. All right. Cool.
yeah.
All right. Noodles.
But no, there's no special shampoo.
He uses a lot of conditioner. A
Yeah,
lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a lot of hair.
It looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Let me tell you.
Greasy ass hair. It is greasy.
Yeah. Might be some things living in there,
Probably, yeah.
right? Maybe some
Some-
birds or something.
Yeah, like some ducks, like
Yeah.
little things. Yeah.
Maybe like a bluebird or
Yeah, it's a couple ticks.
pelican.
It's a nice nest.
Oh, wait, I used to touch my hair.
All right. So the next question comes from Nicole Paulhus, who may or may not be behind that wall at this moment. I don't know. Is she here?
I think I see it. Oh.
Wifey.
She. All right.
Oh,
She might be hanging. She might be hiding out. So, Nicole asks, Jaime, who is your biggest female angler inspiration?
that's hard.
So, who have you always looked up to? Like maybe even just like you kind of see it like, man, that she's cool. You know.
When I was younger, I didn't really.
It's probably tougher when you were younger because I don't
Yeah,
think there were as many.
Exactly.
you know
I
what
don't
mean?
think I had any. Honestly, but
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting time now. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? With female anglers because there's a lot more coming to the forefront now, whereas before, you know, there weren't
None.
nearly as many. It wasn't-
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And you know, and then you kind of like balance that beam of like, are you really like a serious female angler, or are you just
Taking
like,
pictures.
Yeah, just taking pictures. You know what I mean? There's always that kind of
yeah,
or
it's
the
hard.
navigate, you know, and nothing for nothing. Sometimes you can be both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's okay too. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. But we're definitely seeing, you know, obviously with the social media and you know, people having more access to everyone's lives like that, you're getting to see a lot more people, and people can kind of control their own destiny from that respect. But before that, you know what I mean? All right, so let me ask you guys this. This is actually an interesting question. Do you guys remember a world without social media?
No.
No, not at all, right?
No.
Not at all. Yeah. I mean, I do. I certainly do.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And it was a much different world than we live in now.
Pretty much
that-
I started on MySpace when
Yeah.
I was young.
There you go. That was like that was like the first one.
Really?
Yeah. That was like
That
the
was-
first real that was the first real social media platform that mattered. Right? And there was Friendster.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was Yeah, and then once Facebook came in, it was kind of all over. And then,
Yeah.
like MySpace, like a friend of mine actually made a joke recently. He said, "Oh yeah, I ended up logging into MySpace, and I felt like I went back to the old neighborhood, and it was really run down. You know, what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it wasn't like you know. What I mean?
You don't hear much about it anymore.
No, I mean, I don't even. Is it still a thing?
No idea.
Oh.
No, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's an interesting thing because if you guys would have realized what the world was like during social media, you were kind of at the mercy of television and magazines, right? Really to get all of your media like that. And that's, I mean, imagine having them every once a month where you can log in multiple times a day now and just see whatever you want
Yeah.
all the time. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's a completely different aspect in the way you approach things like that. So going back to what you're talking about with the female anglers.
Yeah, it's hard. You
Yeah,
didn't see
unless
that.
ESPN, you're right, or like a fishing magazine really wanted to support that. You know what I mean? Then it was very tough for them to break what's called that glass ceiling, right? And now it's easier because you're in a world with social media where you, whoever proves themselves, right, is top dog, right? And,
Yeah.
and that's and the women are definitely now they can throw their hat in the ring. I think I don't want to say a lot easier, but there's more of an opportunity, I think, for them to kind of carve their own path.
Yeah, it's more
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's more normal. Yeah, so it doesn't surprise me at all. Like you said, well, I don't know, growing up, if I had one, that
Yeah.
doesn't surprise. There probably wasn't one, really. You know what I mean? You'd have to really look to the annals of the IGFA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To really kind of say who was the big female angler back then. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's like the Dunaways and all that stuff like that. But anyway, all right, cool. All right, so I made myself seem old right there. That's cool. So anyway, and she also has a question. Nicole has a question for Timmy and Hunter. What lies ahead for your fishing future? Do you see it as a full-time career or just a hobby for when you get older?
I don't know. Right now, I'm a captain on a boat and I freelance, but I'm not sure in the future.
Yeah, you should.
I'm gonna go with the flow for now and see what happens, and
Mm-hmm.
we'll
Yep.
see.
All right. I mean, it definitely is like a world where you can build a career around,
Mm-hmm.
but I think you got to just do it the right way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
sure.
know what I mean? And you got to really pay attention to the guys that did it before you.
Yeah.
And talk to them. You mean, and when they give you advice, listen to it. You know what I mean? Because they've lived it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and again, you have to navigate what we just discussed with that social media world versus where they might remember the world before social media. So they might also have a different outlook on it,
Mm-hmm.
and than you might see too. So trust your instincts, right? But you still listen to those
Yeah.
that came before you, and because it's an interesting life
Yeah,
on the water.
for sure.
What about you?
I think I see it more as a hobby, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I love fishing, but just going out every day,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like almost too much, you know?
Right.
Like commercial fishing, it'd be fun for a little bit, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give them a lot of respect. They have to go out there all the time to fill quotas and
Oh, commercial
Yeah.
fishing, that's a completely different, like things that
Yeah,
Thomas does.
Yeah.
Thomas Osborne, they're up there in Jensen Beach.
Yeah.
I mean, that's hard work.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
That's a hard life. You know what I mean?
It
He
is.
does it, and he does it well.
Yeah.
But he works hard, man. Yeah, that's for sure. He's the longliner pulling up sharks
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah.
all the time. That's not easy, especially bringing those things on board.
Yeah,
You got to battle
big
that.
nasty
Yeah.
things.
So but you're also talking like there's charter captains and stuff like that too, which is
It's true.
I don't want to say that they don't work hard because they certainly
Yeah.
do. You know what I mean? But it's a
Yeah.
that's a different aspect to it too. But you got to, we talked about earlier the similarities between like art and fishing,
Mm-hmm.
and this is where I can kind of bring that up as one of those parallels. It's different when you have to do something every day,
Yeah.
right, to earn a living, and it's the same thing with art. You know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah.
like people are always say, "Oh, you're gonna wait around." Oh no, he's not inspired today. I'm like, I don't have that luxury. Like I got to get in there. I create every day. When I come in, Jenny has a list of things for me to do, right? And I'm talking a list, right? And I'll get through maybe that much of it that day. You know what I mean? And that list overlaps to the next day, to the next day, to the next day. You don't have that luxury when you're doing it as a career. You know what I mean? So that's another thing to think about. Like there's going to be days where you just don't want to go. You got to go because
Yeah.
in the cases like an art tap, He's got people flying in from all over the country to fish with him.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So these guys have planned this out months ahead of time. You know, you can't say no. I don't feel like going today.
Yeah.
It's not an option, right?
Yeah.
Now you're working for Big Dog.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm assistant store manager there.
Mhm.
Just got that promotion.
Oh, congratulations!
And it's our first ever assistant store manager.
Mhm.
And then I also go to FAU in Boca. So
Very cool.
I'm a business major,
Mhm.
and I started out being a marine biology major. So I
Mhm.
did my first 2 years kind of in that, but it was still general classes.
Okay.
Then working for Big Dog, Nicole has showed me like everything running a business. Like I just love every part of it.
Mhm.
So I said, you know what? I need to switch. This is my thing. This is what I want to do, whether it's having my own business, whether it's managing a business, whatever it is. So
Mhm.
I switched last semester, and honestly, with COVID, it's been so hard because they don't have in-person classes. You can't even go there for help.
Mhm.
I've been taking I took 2 classes last semester, and I'm only taking one this semester.
Oh wow.
So it sucks, but I'm working full time at Big Dog. So it's like a win. It's a win-win in the long run because I'm able to get experience there,
Yeah.
and I've been able to kind of build respect, I guess, with customers and people. Like I actually somewhat know what I'm talking about, you
Mhm.
know. So that's nice. Being able to like step down from school and say, this is what I'm going to focus on right now,
Mhm.
but still be committed to it by taking one class.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
that's my future, just like something in the business.
Yeah. Very
Whatever
cool.
it is, I still don't know yet. I'm 20.
No, that's another thing too. Like anyone's listening to this, I want people to have that perspective too. You guys are still all very young, right? There's things in life that are gonna come to you that you don't even know yet. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's
Yeah.
okay. And I'm jealous. Like I wish I was at that point where I didn't know all these things that were coming yet. You know what I mean? But life can come at you pretty fast. That's what they say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And your guys are at that age where that's going to really start happening to you. You know what I mean? Once you get past that school thing, or once you start getting, you know what I mean, having to make those choices in life, that's when like shit gets real. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. But there's these things I'm asking you to, like, you shouldn't really know these things yet anyway. Like, enjoy the bliss of being how old you guys are. That's for sure, because it's a beautiful time in your lives. You know,
sure.
definitely.
Yeah.
Our next question comes from your father. He wants to know why you didn't come home last night. No, I'm just kidding. He says, "All right, you ready for this one?"
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah, kind of.
All right. What feels better, winning a tournament with a 61-pound king in St. Augustine, a 67-pound king or kingfish in Key West, or catching that monster swordfish?
You're crazy if you don't see the swordfish. I'm just saying.
I know the answer. It's just hard though. I mean,
Why is it hard?
because they're all big wins. I mean, they all mean a lot to me.
Okay, why?
In St. Augustine, my dad was still having his boat built,
Mm-hmm.
and
The Midnight Express?
yeah, he was
Okay.
having the midnight build. So we're like, all right, take my boat, you
Mhm.
know. So I don't know. It was pretty big for me because I was like kind of driving the boat most of the day. He picked where to go and how we're gonna fish and stuff, but I like drove the boat most of the day and drove out there in the Bimini start, all that good stuff. I don't know. It just meant a lot to me that it was on my boat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just a small boat among a bunch of other 40-foot center consoles that are running 70, going like 120 miles each way possibly to
So
catch
you won
one
big
fish.
fish that day?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, we won the pro
That's-
tournament.
That was in St. Augustine. That was actually the biggest kingfish caught in a tournament in Northeast Florida
Ever.
ever. Yeah.
Breaking records.
Nice. He doesn't say much, right? So it's easy, but you get results, right? I like this.
Yeah.
I like it. I
It
like
was-
it.
it
All right,
was
so
definitely
tell me about the
swordfish.
Key West fish.
Oh, the Key West fish. That fish was just insane. I mean, we were fishing. It was really, really rough out that day.
Mm-hmm.
We were fishing the critter ledge down there. I caught one fish. It's like 30 pounds. Started getting slow, and then my just trolling reel starts screaming. My brother-in-law grabs it, started fighting that fish. I don't know. It's just a cool experience because that fish, the big fish down there, they're a whole different animal.
Mm-hmm.
The big fish in St. Augustine, we thought it was a shark because it boiled on our runner on top. So the fish down there, they actually like fight really hard, and that fish went around a lobster trap like several times. We had to maneuver the boat around the trap a bunch of times just to get him off. I don't know. That was a cool fight.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of times the big kings up here, they'll just kind of come up.
Play dead.
Yeah,
Those fish are insane down there.
Yeah.
They do not play.
Nice.
They got that fish kind of early too. We knew they had a big one because they were anchored up in the canal there at like 12 o'clock.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just waiting to come to the dock.
Oh, wow. So you guys were ready early.
Oh yeah, we were sitting there for most of the day waiting for the scales to open. It was really rough.
Yeah.
Was that the tournament that Clayton got a tattoo too?
That was a year after, yeah.
Yeah, Clayton got that.
What do you get?
He got Young Guns on his ass cheek.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, right on the side of him.
Do you have a picture of that?
I might.
You gotta give it to John. You gotta just give it to John. Let me see this. You got a picture of this?
He actually likes it though, because he's always like, "Look."
Oh my God, that's great. It sounds like something Squeegee would do.
Yeah, Alan was there when it happened too.
I bet he was. All right. So, while you're looking for that, we're going to get to our jumbo question. So, here's the thing. You know jumbo,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, every episode, there's a jumbo question. And it's clearly like the dumbest question out of all of them, right? Like every single time, right? But he's always like, one time I didn't ask this question, he got mad at me. He's like, oh, you didn't ask my question. So I have to ask. When he writes in, I still have to ask it. So I want to preface that before I ask this question, because this is kind of for you. Okay. I don't know what any of this means. I know what it means, but I don't know the setup or the people involved or anything like that. So it's not me, it's him. Clearly.
Okay.
Why would you get the shakes when you set up for 30 yards away on a world-class 189-inch deer?
Ooh.
Were you that scared? You saw it and you hunted it for 3 days. Then Seth shot the same one 2 days later. A pickup drove by and scared it also. I don't know what it means.
That was that deer.
Did I make you mad by saying that?
No.
All right, cool.
He's acting like he's not.
If
mad.
I
He's
don't
upset.
ask this question, I'll
He's
never
upset.
end. Here, I read that verbatim. All right, so, all right, and you can see Skylar's the last question there. So what happened?
Of course, Scott.
I was in Nebraska and we were deer hunting, and there was 2 shooters we had on camera. My dad shot one of them. It was like a 158-inch deer.
Okay.
And then the last sit.
I probably shouldn't have asked this question. Anyway, I got.
Why?
I don't know. I don't want to make sure that.
Oh no, I don't care.
All right, cool.
Not now. Now that it's dead and I know how big it really was, it's a little easier.
All right.
And it was the last sit. It was almost dark. And it was blowing like 40, and all these does that have been coming out the last few days, like they were all laying down by the timber line. They weren't coming out in the field, and I thought it was because of the wind. So I texted my dad. I was freezing. It was almost dark. I was like, come pick me up. And then he was coming to pick me up, and I saw a deer with his head down walking by. I saw horns, and it was the last sit. So I texted my dad. I was like, stop coming in. There's a shooter. And then when it picked its head up, I saw what deer it was, the one that we were after. And the deer ran around, freaked out, like ran back in the woods. And I was shaking so bad. So I just sat down and I texted my dad. I was like he came back, he ran away, so come pick me up. And then I was like, I can't get out of the stand by myself. I thought I was going to fall out of the tree stand.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came back out at 30 yards, and I was full jaw on. And I almost shot, and then the neighbor came in his pickup truck and like turned the corner. I was holding like the property line, and the headlights went across the deer and it ran away.
That's it.
That was it.
All right.
Can you send him that video of you shaking?
Oh, you got a video? Oh,
Yeah.
yo. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
You have to.
thanks for calling him out. There you go. Come on, you got to send it out.
It was bad.
His email is John Watler. What was it? I don't know what it is. What's your email again? No, you don't say it.
You're going to think it's fake.
No.
You're literally gonna
Yeah.
think it's fake.
Really?
That's how bad it is
Yeah.
of him shaking.
I get the shakes bad when I get excited,
Yeah.
especially from a deer.
Well, anybody would.
Harris, my partner, says that like every time he
Yeah.
scopes up, like his leg starts going.
Yeah,
Like,
it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Happens to me too. I get the shakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, big fish.
Yeah, I was shaking
I was
on that
shaking so
swordfish.
bad on that
Yeah, the
swordfish.
whole time.
We
Every
gotta
second.
figure out a way to get a fifth headset over to you. Like that. Oh. So all right. So the last question comes from Skylar. Did
I don't
you
wanna-
find
I
that
don't wanna hear
picture?
No, I texted him. He hasn't texted me back
All
yet.
right. Don't worry. Just make sure John gets it at the end.
I have
We'll roll it up on.
I took the picture from the tournament.
Oh, you have one? Oh, he's already got one.
Oh, the tattoo?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
perfect. Yeah. All right.
All right. Cool. So, Skylar asks Jaime, "What's it like being famous?" He asks everybody that.
That's-
I know he
that's
didn't
a-
ask me that.
So
That's
what's it
something
like
to
being
say.
famous? Because everywhere you go, they're like, "Oh, there's the people that caught that fish." So as funny as we think that Skylar is, and that question is, it's kind of a good question, right? Because you guys did catch that fish, right? And there are a lot of people probably coming up to you saying, "Hey,
Oh, yeah.
that fish,
Yeah.
fish." You know what I mean? Like, what's that like?
I don't like
tell me.
looking at it being famous because that just sounds.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that's just Skylar saying
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you are getting a lot of recognition for this,
Sure.
right? So, like, how's that making you feel? Is it making you feel awkward? Is it
I
making you
think-
feel cool? I mean, is it fun? I mean, what?
It feels
Tell
cool.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's definitely because you just see all these random people like saying congrats and stuff, and it just shows of actually how much that fish got out and all the stories and everything.
Well, the internet exploded that
For
day.
sure.
Yeah, definitely. What about
And
you?
yeah, me being at work, every person, I swear, like 5 people a day still just come in and say, "Oh, like something about it. Oh, did you see that fish caught? Oh, did you catch that fish? Or were you there for that?" Like 5 people a day at least. And still, because we caught it, how long ago?
A month ago.
A month
Was
ago.
it a month? Yeah.
It's close to a
Yeah,
month. We're coming
almost a
on
Yeah.
month,
20.
right?
And
20th.
still, 5 people a day ask me when I'm there, or
Yeah.
ask somebody when I'm there. And I know it's
Like,
because
Trey and Nicole got to be like on cloud 9 that you caught that fish.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
she's honestly, they're so happy for me.
Yeah, good.
I became so close with both of them. They just want the best for me, and
For sure.
yeah. I'm like her little sister, but it's cool seeing it through that perspective because some people don't know who it was that caught it because people are out of town. We have a lot of people that are tourists from New York or a lot of people from Texas right now. And they come in and they're like, "Oh, what was that fish caught?" Like they always ask questions. So it's cool to see how it's still going on a month later. I don't want it to fade out.
Yeah, right.
But it shouldn't.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. I mean, trust me, it's a moment that no one's going to take it away from you. You know what I mean? Even if someone breaks the record,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
sure.
Just say that you held it for as long as you did. Even if it's just for a day,
Yeah.
is very meaningful
Yeah.
for sure.
I think it inspired people too. Like they're out there. Like, come on,
Yeah.
go do it. A lot of people are out there.
That's what they say. Like they never seen so many LPs and electric reels leaving the inlet the next day, right?
Yeah.
They're thinking,
Yeah.
oh, the big one's out there, right? But that's not how it works.
Nope.
Yeah.
But
That's
you
Gotta
gotta
get lucky.
try.
Yeah.
You gotta try.
Yeah. What about you, Mr. Famous?
I think it was really cool. I mean, just that it was on Fox News. It was on all the news stations. It was in the paper. It's all over Facebook. I think it's a really cool thing.
I mean, you got to come on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the least of all those moments, but it's
No.
cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I mean, I'm really proud of myself.
You should be.
I'm proud of all of us, honestly.
Yeah, but your parents are all proud of you too. I mean, it's a big deal.
I wouldn't want to catch the fish with anybody else than them.
See, that's kind of like to me, what I saw like right off the bat was the coolest part.
For sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Like that you guys all got to do that together. You guys,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It wasn't like you were just out randomly with I mean, even if you caught it with Nate,
Yeah.
that would have been cool,
Yeah.
but not as cool as this.
Yeah,
You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
And
Yeah, they're best friends.
Yeah, right.
We've been together forever.
Yep.
On a 30-foot boat too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It almost sunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hunter's my best friend too.
Nice. Awesome. Well, we're proud of you. Right?
Thank you.
All three of you guys, really.
Thank
And I think also another thing too to remember, like you brought that home to Pompano.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what a lot of people said.
You brought that home to
Yeah.
Pompano, right? And we're all proud of that. You know what I mean? And again, we're gonna always have to kind of throw this into every show. That's Connected by Water.
Yeah.
Right. That's what Connected by Water and Pompano and like our local scene. That's what this entire show is all about.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It is like the magnitude of what this town brings to the table. Right. This is why we had to move our asses here into this store. It's like like the magnitude of what Hillsborough and that means to the fishing world.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the fact that the three of you were barely old enough to drink, right?
I got some years on them.
Right, yeah, some years,
Yeah.
let me tell you, right?
Yeah.
Brought that fish to the table, and nobody was surprised. Think about that.
Yeah. It's it
Think
is
about
really
that.
Crazy.
When they looked at your faces, right? They're like, yeah, it was them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's huge, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
is
that
crazy to think
alone
about.
should give you the perspective that you need on who you are and where you come from. That's Connected by Water. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the best explanation. We're
That's
all
it.
connected by water.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's what it means. I want to thank you guys for coming here today.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you
I
for
thought
having
this
us.
was a great show, and I thought you guys did a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right? And you guys did a great job, even better job on the water. If you're here today,
Yeah.
for sure. Right?
Yeah.
But I really thoroughly enjoyed having you guys in here today.
Thank you.
All right?
Yeah.
Even if I had to
Great
drink
time.
alone. Well, I didn't drink alone. I had John here drinking alone, but cool.
Yeah.
Right? Don't be strangers. All right? We want to see you guys in here a lot.
We'll be here the
Come
14th.
hang out.
for
Yep,
sure.
be here
Yeah.
on the 14th. Come to
Definitely
the party. All right? Keep catching fish. Don't ever stop,
Will
even
do.
if you don't do it as a career. Right? Understand that it's a lifelong achievement,
Yeah.
what you guys did. Right? And stay on the water.
We will. Don't
All
worry.
right?
Those
Definitely
are the
will.
best
Yeah, cool.
memories.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Anything anyone want to say before we take off? Oh, we got to pick a winner.
Oh.
Oh.
Who won the shirt? Who won the t-shirt?
I forgot
Come
the
on now.
question.
All right, so I'll say the names and you'll remember.
Hunter,
Right.
you can pick the winner.
So first of all, Nicole can't win the t-shirt because she works here.
All right.
All right, so you got Danielle, your Aunt Danielle. You got Squeegee. You get your dad. Skip can't win a t-shirt because he comes on the podcast once a month. He's already got plenty of them. Well, and Sawyer and Peyton. I don't think we have them on those sides. Now.
Youth.
Then your dad and Jumbo can't win a t-shirt, so Skylar. So it's going to be Skylar, your dad, right?
Probably Alan.
Alan.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Squeegee. That
Yeah.
was a good
Yeah,
question.
that's
The
a
bait
good
fish
one, yeah.
one, all right?
Good
The bait
enough,
fish one.
yeah.
All right. So, Alan, you won,
Congratulations.
right?
Yeah, good job, Alan.
Good job. Good job. All right.
Thank
so
you for
cool.
being strange.
Yeah. Thank you for.
Yeah.
Hey. Right.
That's what he does.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. So, anything anyone want to say before we sign off?
I'm good.
Nothing
Thank
you want
you.
to add? No.
Thank you for
Yeah,
having
but
us.
thank you
cool.
for having us.
All right. Because you're here, we're going to give a shout out to Big Dog Tackle. All right.
Woo woo.
And you want to tell them, sell Big Dog Tackle to us. Come on, do it.
What do you want to know?
I don't know. Like, you want bait, you want tackle, you want rods, you want clothes.
Well,
right?
it's so much more than that because we spend so much time with any person that comes in. Like, no matter who you are, you can be a professional fisherman or you could be somebody that just wants to go fish off the bridge.
Mhm.
We'll spend as much time with you as we need. So I
Mhm.
think that's where we stick out mostly. We help everybody, no matter what. We're trying to be like a one-stop shop. That's why we have the clothing. And for women mostly, and me being a female, like there's no places where you go and find as many women's clothes as you do when you walk into our store. So we want to keep promoting that, female anglers going out there. And yeah, we're just trying to be a one-stop.
Nice. We'll give a shout out to Pelagic, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right. If I didn't, Nate would get mad at me,
Yeah.
right? So you got the Pelagic store in Deerfield Beach.
Yeah.
You know, and that's another thing. This is another thing that we want to say. Like, all right. So let me put a perspective on that for you too. With like connected by water, Pelagic store, Big Dog. It's like, you know, and you know, a lot of times, you know, you can like get conflict of brands and like, button heads and everything like that. And like, we don't look at it that way. We looked at everything. We look at everything as connected by water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, we're all, you know, it's all sister companies and friend companies and everything like that. So you got your Pelagic store in Deerfield, which we love them. We got your Big Dog Tackle store over there, 14th and Federal. We love them. You know what I mean? And all kinds of people, you know, all different stores in Pompano because it's like all connected by water in our hearts and our minds, right? So cool. Check out the Pelagic store in Deerfield and the beach,
Yep.
right? Hillsboro, you kind of do that loop. And
Yeah.
you're in there, right next to Island Water Sports, right? Hunter, you did good, man.
Thank you.
Right? You did good. Y'all did good. All right. So I want to give before we sign off, and John reminds me of all the things I'm supposed to say here too. If you sat through this entire episode, I should have said this in the very beginning, right? I always forget. Right, I always forget. Hit like, hit subscribe on your YouTube channel, like all those things you're supposed to do to follow us and hear all the news and notifications and everything like that. I forgot to say it. Maybe you can roll that fancy graphic in the beginning because I forgot to say it. And then, if you guys or anyone listening or watching is in the market for a new truck, head on over to Joey Cardi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. All right. I have a Ram Rebel. I love that truck. It's seriously insane. I have a guilty confession to make. I don't know if I said this on the podcast yet or not, but I was recently in an accident with the truck, right? A little fender bender, no big deal. There's a little fender bender for me, not for the other truck
Yeah.
or the other car, right? There's like 2 scratches on my truck, but the entire side of this other little SUV is just like completely ruined,
Smashed.
and wrecked. But
Yeah.
I'm like, I looked at my truck and I'm like, looked at that car. I'm like, we did not just get in the same accident. There's no way
Yeah.
Yeah.
at all. You know, there's like barely a scratch on my truck. It's just a testament to these Ram trucks.
Crazy.
Like they're built solid, they're built tough. So, go see my buddy Dean. He'll hook you up. I can't guarantee it, but if you go over there, he might give you a better deal than most people get.
He needs a new truck.
You need a new truck?
I do.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk after
I
the
bought my
show.
last truck there though.
Yeah.
It was an F-150, but I still bought it.
You
there.
bought it from the pre-owned, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we'll talk after the show. We'll get you dialed in and lined up. We want to also give a shout out to our pals at Papa's Pilar Rum, right? Where they remind you to never be a spectator. I want to tell you that they just came out with a new product this week with just the sherry cask rum. One of the unique things about the Papa's Pilar rum is that it is rum, but standard dark rums, they are housed in bourbon caskets in Kentucky. And they just came out with a line of sherry casks, so they were housed in sherry, which gives it a very unique flavor. Just hit the stores this week, so check it out. And I want to give a shout out to Papa's Raw Bar. Like, 'cause I know you're hungry. You're a little hungry.
I'm pretty hungry.
You're pretty hungry.
Yeah,
right?
that sounds
Well, then
pretty
after
good.
this, you go
Love
to
that
Papa's Raw
place.
Bar.
Yeah, that
right?
sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
And they have the Connected by Water sushi menu over there. So if you
Yeah.
order something off the Connected by Water sushi menu, the Takizi roll, an OCD roll, a jumbo distance
Yeah.
something roll, right? It's got a bad name to it, but it's all good. And also Papa Migos, which is the food truck there in the Bailey Arts District.
I'll
but
be hitting that on the way home.
yeah, you
I
hit
went
that's
last night,
that's
so I'm
that's
going again.
that's it's good, right? So we may or may not be working on a huge art project with them pretty soon.
Nice.
And yeah, very nice. And but they got also a Takizi sushi taco.
Really?
Yeah, which is very, 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 very good. It's their biggest seller on their
Sounds
menu.
pretty good.
Yeah, so if anyone gets a chance to go to the Bailey Arch, just swing by Papa Amigos. We're going to start breaking ground on building that place here pretty soon. So I know everyone's in great anticipation of that place. So, all right. So I just got to give a shout out to our partners there. Also from ACR, if you need an EPIRB,
Mhm.
right? This is science of safety.
For sure.
You know what I mean? It's a very good company that we're involved with as well. So if you guys have all heard these stories about these guys that were saved by the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
That if they didn't have it,
they wouldn't be here. That's the bottom line. It's just there's
Sure.
no way of getting around that. If they didn't have it, they'd be gone. Right?
Yeah, I'm
And-
glad to have one on my boat.
Yeah, and
as
we,
well.
we know plenty of people that
Yeah.
we wish were still with us.
Yep.
Yep.
Right? That, if they only they would have had it. So
Yeah.
don't mess around. Go to ACR today. Check it out. So, all right. We're good, John. Is there anything else we need to bring up and mention?
That's it.
Maybe that's it. We got the Jimmy Johnson coming up. We got our grand opening party coming up March 14th. All right. So I hope to see you all here.
For sure. We
It's
will.
a Sunday. So it'll be a fun day. And it's going to be a little St. Patty's Day themed kind of things. It's March 14th. So wear your green and come mean. All right. And all right. Poet, I don't know it. So, all right. So that's it. Your ego is not your amigo. Always do your best. And let God do the rest. All right. And don't ever forget that no matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, we're always connected by water.
Yeah.
All right. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.